liars, cheaters, and manipulators. This video is not for them, but it is to understand their existence in this world. I came in through this world, came in through this planet, hoping to see the good in all, hoping to see the light in everyone. With my rosy-eyed glasses, I looked around and thought people had pure intentions. What they felt, they said. What they truly believed, they stood up for it. I felt they were guided by their values, moving in a sense of integrity. But then somewhere along this journey, they took out my rosy-eyed glasses. People showed me the truth, the deception that existed within them. The lying, the cheating, the manipulation they carried within. The seeds of greed, lust, and arrogance they had within their souls. And so I asked the universe, dear universe, what's the point of this? Why? Why do these people even exist? Why do they have positions of power which they can easily abuse to hurt gentler souls? Why do these people do what they do just to gain a little more power, a little more money, a little more stature? What's the point of all this? Selling your soul for something so hollow. I asked the universe with great disappointment, why are you doing this? What is this play? I do not understand. I want to go back to the place where the souls had gentle hearts, big hearts. They were generous and benevolent. They weren't carrying these seeds that could conquer another's free will, that could break another person's heart, that could bleed out their souls. I want to go back to that place. Why have you put me here, where it is so difficult to discern between what's real, what's not, where people in power are led by deep deception, a sense of deep inner hollowness, where there is no emotional depth within them? Why do they exist? And the source replied, my dear, have you ever used the power of your gentleness to get your way? The power of the seduction that was given to you as a feminine to convince someone to move in a way you wanted them to? Have you ever had the glimpse of your own arrogance, the ego and the false identity that you carried? Have you ever done things from a space of deep jealousy? Have you ever manipulated someone unconsciously? Yes. Yes, I have. But not to a level that it hurts so many. Not to a level where I consciously or unconsciously wanted to gain something above the heart of another. And the reply came, you do not know what impact you created when you chose your darkness, your shadow above your light. When you chose the grandioseness of your ambition over the depth of your soul. You created things in those moments just like they did. You woke up to your light and they didn't. And they will sometime soon. But until then, this is a play that is happening. And there is darkness, that same seed of darkness that you see in them. They are within you too. Some might be dormant. Some you might have consciously put in a state of dormancy. But most unconscious souls are governed by their ego, are governed by the desire for power. They've left and suppressed their gentleness behind, and it is buried under generations of trauma. They don't even recognize the harm that they're carrying out. What they recognize is the high they receive once they get to have that power, the control. And it is this high that they continue to seek in every interaction. But I don't want that. I don't want that. Then you've come on the wrong planet. Because in this planet, you carry the seeds of darkness. You can consciously choose to dim them. You can consciously choose to make them dormant in your being. But you do carry these seeds. But what is this play, dear divine? What is this play, source? Why do hearts hurt? Why do souls bleed? Why do they have to see such harshness around them? Why are they bullied like that? It's not fun to see, witness, and even experience firsthand. This is what you chose. This is the game you chose to come here and experience. The game between light and dark, good and bad, holy and evil. This is the game. This is the play. This is the Leela. So what? I look around and I see deception. I see people being driven by a sense of deep hollowness, comparison, insecurity, jealousy, the craving for more and more power and money. What's the point of all of this? The gentle souls, they hurt. The sensitive ones, they hurt. They try, they work hard. They do what is needed. They put their efforts in the right direction, but they hurt deeply. Well, they hurt because they've chosen to be a part of this play. They've chosen to learn discernment. They've chosen to transcend this play. Because if they don't hurt, Their eyes wouldn't open, just like yours didn't, until your heart broke, until you saw the truth. Now you see. You can see clearly the deception people carry. You can see clearly the darkness when it comes to the forefront. You can see clearly when someone's darkness is speaking through them. And that is a level of mastery that all these gentle souls have come to learn. And they couldn't have learned if they weren't put into this play, inserted here, faced with the darkness within them and outside of them. This is the lesson they came in here to learn. And you have learned this, and I know it hurts. It hurts deeply within, because a part of you doesn't want this. A part of you wants to protect, wants to rescue. But that part of you doesn't understand. This is a school of the soul. The soul evolves through these lessons. And if they don't go through this, if they don't hurt the way they did, they wouldn't be able to take off their rosy-eyed glasses and come into a state of deeper realization of their own truth. These gentle souls that you talk about, they might be filled with a lot of sensitivity, yet they're disconnected from their intuition. The reason why they cannot discern, the reason why their hearts get broken again and again, the reason why they wait for the one who manipulates to suddenly turn into someone who is full of love. They wait for that to change outside, but within them, they are disconnected from their own worth, their own love for themselves. So they seek outside, and it is in seeking outside that they elongate this play more. They got to seek within, reconnect back to their intuition, take off their rosy-eyed glasses and see the truth for what it is. It's a harsh truth. We don't say that it's easy. We don't say that it comes easy. It is a harsh truth. But once realized, you'll see the world the way it is. You'll see the play for the play it is. And from that space, the powers that have been given to you, you'll be able to use that very power, the gifts, the strengths that you carry, to move forward. And then when you move forward from that space of your soul's essence, your soul power, that moving forward, that progression will not be hollow. It will be deep. It will be filled with substance. It will create impact. It will create an impact that lasts generations. And for that impact to be created, the gentle soul within you had to learn some harsh truths. It had to open its eyes. It had to come into a state of deeper realization of the world, the planet it has been put into. So the liars, the cheaters, the manipulators exist as a play, as a mirror of the seeds of darkness within. And once those are healed, you'll be able to discern so clearly who's speaking the truth, who's speaking the lie, who's manipulating in what way. You will be connected to your intuition, and that's not enough. From that space, you will then need to act from that space of intuition. And that will require courage and faith in something higher than you, in the higher intelligence. And then that creates the path of dharma, the path of purpose, the path of soul evolution. And that is where you will see yourself transcend the level where you may no longer need to meet such people, where you'll overcome the karma of it completely and create a reality around you that is filled with generosity that you so seek. It's filled with benevolence that you so seek. You will slowly start to disconnect from other people's darkness. You will see it, but you will not connect to it. You will witness it, but you will understand their journey. And you'll be able to step back when needed. But so much discernment, so much effort to put into what? To put into just understanding human beings. It's a lot. I don't want to work so hard in relationships. I want it easy. If you wanted it easy, you wouldn't have come to one of the hardest schools in this universe. You wanted the challenge. You needed the challenge. And while we say that, we also say, once discernment becomes a part of your being, it activates with ease. It gives space with ease. It lets go with ease. It allows with ease. Everything comes with ease. And then you meet the divine in another. You don't need to meet their shadow, because within you, that shadow is integrated. So you open yourself up to people and beings who are collaborative, caring, generous, the one that you so seek. You open yourself up to an environment, a world that comes together in a heartbeat for a good cause. You create a revolution. A vortex of energy surrounds you, and this vortex amplifies and leads more and more people in the direction of the light. And it is that revolution that is created, and you live in that vortex, understanding that this is a vortex within a larger play, but this is a vortex that is loved, protected, and at ease. And in this vortex, you will find love, generosity, companionship, caring with ease. The question is, are you open to that? Are you open to transcending? Are you open to listening to that intuition, trusting it, and taking steps from that direction? Are you open to listening to your soul's truth? Because it knows it all. Even when it's manipulated, lied to, cheated to, it has always known. It has known from the very beginning. It just didn't want to listen because there were lessons to be learned. There were experiences to be had. Once you've had enough of it, you would no longer need it. You will dissolve the need of having it. And a beautiful vortex of energy that will be created around you will bring through beings and beings and beings who resonate with the frequency of the truth that you carry within your heart. That truth that is activated upon your own connection with the divine intelligence. And that is our wish for you, and that is our guidance for you. Fine. Okay, fine. I get it. Cool. Got it, universe.